Welcome back to Veteran Game, the channel where we crack open the biggest gaming remasters, break down what really matters, and answer the question on every old school gamer's mind. Does this classic still deserve your time in 2025? If you want honest takes, in-depth lore, and no-nonsense reviews, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you know SHODAN's always watching. Let's get into the airlock. System Shock 2, one of the most influential PC games ever made, has returned for its 25th anniversary. Nightdive Studios has been hyping this remaster as the definitive way to experience the Von Braun's horrors. But can any facelift recapture the magic, the dread, and the weirdness of the 1999 original? Or are we just slapping new paint on a haunted rusted hull? Here's the rundown. For the uninitiated, System Shock 2 drops you on the spaceship Von Braun after a science experiment has gone very wrong. You wake from cryo, the crew is gone or mutated, SHODAN's whispering in your ear, and the only way forward is through a labyrinth of deranged cyborgs, brainwashed cultists, and the most oppressive soundscape you'll ever love to hate. Let's start with what Nightdive gets right. The new models, lighting and textures are a huge step up. This is not just a quick up-res. Environmental details, from blood-smeared medbays to the sinister glow of SHODAN's lair, are lovingly sharpened. Weapons and enemies are upgraded, and honestly, those protocol droids have never looked better. There's even new lip-syncing on NPCs for better or worse. The cutscenes, finally crisp, cinematic, and worth every second. If you ever tried playing the original on a modern PC and got stuck in 4-3 hell, this is a revelation. And Nightdive's trademark accessibility options are all here. Ultra-widescreen controller support, remappable everything, and plenty of toggles for subtitles and visual effects. Oh, and for you modders, the remaster is backwards compatible with most gameplay mods and fan missions, with an easy-to-use in-game menu. It's about as smooth and accessible as an old-school immersive sim has ever been. But visuals are only half the story. System Shock 2 was never just about looking good. It's about feeling lost, desperate, and clever, all at the same time. That core experience is still here. The Von Braun is a masterclass in claustrophobic level design. Every deck is a maze you'll slowly untangle. Every detour rewards you with new tools or a glimpse into the ship's slow-motion catastrophe. The audio logs, the hissing pipes, the distant wails. If you're new, you're in for a treat. If you're a veteran, this is comfort horror at its finest. Gameplay. It's a time capsule in both good and bad ways. The RPG mechanics, the relentless scarcity of resources, the brutal choices about what to upgrade, it all creates an anxiety that modern games rarely capture. Want to hack turrets or security cameras? It's still a weird minigame, fancy psi powers. Prepare for clunky menus and underwhelming effects. Gunplay is stiff, melee is wild, and sometimes you'll get crushed just because you made one wrong decision 10 hours ago. It's punishing, but there's a charm to its figure it out or die mentality. There's no hand-holding, and if you get soft-locked, well, that's classic PC gaming, baby. Co-op, you ask. Yes, the legendary 4-player co-op is back and running smoother than ever. But here's a hot take. System Shock 2 is a solo horror experience first. Co-op is a wild ride for a session or two, but it kind of undercuts the tension and atmosphere that makes the game iconic. Playing through the Von Braun with friends is a fun novelty, but if you want to feel the fear, go it alone, trust me. Now for the real talk, does System Shock 2 still deserve its classic status? For my money, yes, but with caveats. This is a faithful, careful remaster, not a full-on remake. The bones of the game, the labyrinthine maps, the inventory management, the quirky RPG systems are all intact, warts and all. That means if you bounced off old-school immersive sims before, you'll find the same rough edges here. Modern games like Prey, Bioshock, and even the Thief remasters have smoothed out a lot of what System Shock 2 left jagged. Some of that funkiness is part of the magic. Some is just, well, clunky. If you love games that make you work for your progress and aren't afraid to punish a careless mistake, this is your jam. There are a few nitpicks worth mentioning. The new models and lip syncs sometimes dull the weirdness that made the original so memorable. Those uncanny faces and robotic voices had a dreamlike horror that's hard to preserve in high definition. The size system still feels awkward, even with Nightdive's best efforts. And yes, a few moments like accidentally spending all your precious currency and getting stuck before a major objective are reminders of why modern game design moved on. But the bottom line, this is the best way to play System Shock 2 in 2025. If you're a fan of atmospheric horror, immersive world building, or just want to see where the DNA for Bioshock, Prey, and Deus Ex was forged, you owe it to yourself to play or replay this game. The remaster respects the original and the fans. It doesn't erase the quirks, but it polishes the nightmare until it gleams. So is System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster a flawless modern experience? Nope. Is it still one of the greatest, most brainy, most unnerving sci-fi games ever made? Absolutely. If you've braved the Von Braun before, let me know your best SHODAN ruined my life story in the comments. And if this is your first run, remember, always listen to the audio logs and never trust a computer with a god complex. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Veteran Game for more deep dives, bold opinions, and honest reviews that actually respect your time. Until next time, stay sharp and remember, in space, no one can hear you scream at your inventory screen.